Ang susunod na programa ay rated G. Ito ay pwede sa lahat ng manonood.
Ano man ang sumbong na dala, basta alam niyang tama kay makakasama mo siya. Di ka iiwanan, sigurado ko yun, sa Rapi Tulfo in action.
Good morning, mga katulfo. We are here again for another action-packed episode of hearing legal problems and giving the clear solutions to those problems. I'm your host, Hans Tulfo.
And I'm his beautiful co-host, Ivana Alawi.
And you are watching Hans Tulfo in Action.
Good morning, Idol Hans and mga katulfo. Indeed, today is yet another amazing and important day for Hans Tulfo in Action.
And why is that, Ivana?
Because Idol Hans, we are trending again #1 on Twitter and YouTube. Wow naman mga katulfo, talagang thank you so much.
Really, Ivana? Wow, hands down to our mga katulfo. Thank you so much for the support. Ivana, I am sure after today's episode, we will be trending again.
Why is that, Idol? What is our topic for today?
Today kasi, Ivana, we will be talking about voidable contracts.
That is a really interesting topic, Idol. I will tweet it so that our subscribers and followers can send us their problems. And hopefully naman we can help them understand and make the right course of actions for their issues. Here, I'm tweeting right now talaga. Hello mga katulfo! To celebrate our show trending on both Twitter and YouTube, the topic we are going to discuss for this week is voidable contracts. And we will answer all your questions and confusions either through your tweets or you can call our hotline posted in our YouTube and Twitter pages. See you later! #TulfoContracts.
Thank you, Ivana. I'm sure our Katulfos will be sending their questions right away. To make sure you stay interactive, Katulfo, use the hashtag #TulfoContracts.
Eto na, Idol Hans! Someone is calling na! I'm so excited! Hello?
Hello, Idol Hans. My name is No Not That White, and I am 18 years old. You see, I've been having troubles, Idol. When I was 16, my boss, Mr. Fishhook, threatened to feed me to the cuttlefish if I did not sign off the piece of land my parents left me. Since I didn't have a choice, Idol, of course, binigay ko na lang yung land, kaysa naman he will let the cuttlefish eat me. Today, I am finally 18, thus I want to get the land from him. What can I do, Idol? Tulong naman, please.
According to Article 1390 of the Civil Code of the Philippines, your contract is a voidable contract. They include failure by one or both parties to disclose a material fact, a mistake, misrepresentation, or fraud, unique influence or duress, one party's legal incapacity to enter a contract, one or more terms that are unconscionable, or a breach of contract, and they are binding unless annulled by a proper action in court. With your situation, this is definitely voidable because it has grounds for annulment. Because you were a minor when this happened and you have the incapacity to consent. What you have to do is to file the annulment of this contract because it has only been 2 years since it passed, and according to Article 1391 of the same law, there is a 4-year period since the breach of contract that you can file an annulment for, and because it hasn't been 4 years yet, the filing of annulment is still valid.
Really, Idol? That's all I have to do pala? Okay, Idol. Duly noted. Thank
Sige,
you.
Miss No Not That White. Have a good day. I'm happy to help.
That was quite a problem, Idol.
I know, Ivana. Let's take a look at our Twitter account if there are questions from our viewers.
Sure thing, Sir Hans. Let me see. We have a question here in our Twitter account from @Sindila is Bay. Okay. Hi, Miss Ivana and Sir Hans. Can I ask po if there is a way to extinguish the action to annul a voidable contract, and what are its requisites? Please reply before 12 po because my account will get deactivated after 12. Thank you, Idol. Hashtag Tulfo Contracts. Hashtag almost 12 a.m. hits.
Yes, there is a way to extinguish the action to annul a voidable contract, and that is called ratification. There are 5 requisites to ratify a voidable contract, and they are: there must be a voidable or annullable contract. Ratification must be made with the knowledge of the cause of nullity. At the time of ratification, the cause of nullity must already cease. The ratifying party is the injured party or the prejudiced party, and the ratification must be accomplished expressly or impliedly by a waiver of action to annul. The right to ratify is transferable to the heirs of the party who has the right to ratify. I hope this helps you, Miss Ella.
Sir Hans, I think someone wants to know more about ratification. This is a tweet from at Bella Bill the Beast. It says, Sir Hans, are there still more articles about ratification? Hashtag Tulfo Contracts. Hashtag reading is fundamental.
In Article 1393, ratification may be effected expressly or tacitly. It is understood that there is a tacit ratification if, with knowledge of the reason which renders the contract voidable, and such reason having ceased, the person who has a right to invoke it should execute an act, which necessarily implies an intention to waive his right. There are 2 kinds of ratification. The first one is express ratification, where the ratification is manifested in words or writing, and implied ratification, where it is manifested by silence or acquiescence, by acts showing adoption or removal of the contract, by acceptance and retention of the benefits flowing therefrom. When ratification happens, the contract is purged or cleansed of its defects from its constitution or establishment, and the validation is retroactive to the day of its creation. Any action for its annulment is extinguished. I hope you learned from that article, Miss Bell, and I hope you can use it to broaden your knowledge and understanding of the Civil Code of the Philippines. Alright, so we have more tweets from our viewers, and this time it's from Miss I Am Mary Enda. Hello, Sir Hans and Miss Savannah, my name is Mary Enda, and I would like to ask for your advice. Let's say I made a contract with a woman I met in the forest, and she said she can make my mother stop arguing with me, but I did not expect that she would make my mother into a bear. She didn't also look like she's sane, but the man behind her made an express or tacit ratification for the contract. Can you help me? Hashtag Tulfo Contracts. Hashtag Mama Bear. Hashtag please help.
Wow. Wow naman. Okay, that problem is really out of this world, Idol. But, Miss Mary Enda, if this were real life, other than my concern that your mother is a bear now, I would say that contract is actually not void. Because if you look at Article 1394 of the Civil Code of the Philippines, it states that ratification may be effected by the guardian of the incapacitated person. The woman that you made a contract with was, in your perspective, not sane, making the contract void. But assuming that the man behind her was sane and was the guardian of that woman, we can say that the contract is not void. You can just talk to the guardian of the woman and go agree on an answer or solution to the problem. I hope that helped, Miss Mary Enda. Have a good day.
Iba talaga yung minds ng mga questionnaires natin, no?
Check.
We have another caller here. Hello?
Hello, Sir Hans and Miss Ivana. My name is Lee Shanghai and I have a test on my obligations and contract subject tomorrow. My friend texted me that you were talking about the subject that our test is about. Can you please explain Articles 1395 and 1396? I'm a bit confused kasi. Thank you!
Ah, exam pala. Well, Miss Lee Shanghai, Article 1395 states that ratification does not require the conformity of the contracting party who has no right to bring the action or annulment. This means that the guilty party's consent is not needed when it comes to ratifying the contract, and only the non-guilty party's consent is needed for ratification. The contract naman is disregarded if yung guilty party is ayaw mag-give ng conformity niya. Yung Article 1396 naman, it states that ratification cleanses the contract from all its defects from the moment it was constituted. This means that when a voidable contract is ratified, the contract becomes valid, which also means that the action to annul is no longer there. To further look into this article, let us give an example. Let's say that Ariel, who is a minor, sold her property to Eric. The sale is voidable due to Ariel's minority. After reaching the age of majority, Ariel borrowed money from Sebastian. Not liking Sebastian's charges of high interest, Ariel ratified the sale he made in favor of Eric. Ariel's intention was to avoid paying the obligation to Sebastian. Sebastian may rescind the sale made by Ariel when she was still a minor. He was still minor. The retroactive effect of the ratification, which cleanses the voidable contract of its defect from its inception, will not affect or prejudice the rights of Sebastian, who is an innocent third person.
Ah, okay. I understand it better now. Thank you, Idol.
Okay, Li Shanghai, good luck on your exams.
Sir, we have another caller on the phone. Hello?
Hello, Miss Ivana and Sir Rafi. My name is Belle Belon and I have a problem. I hope you can help me out. So my old high school friend sold me a condominium, but it was vitiated by fraud. Later on, I found out that she also sold it to my best friend Charlotte. What do we do?
Hello, Miss Belbelon. Well, according to Article 1397, the action for annulment of contracts may be instituted by all who are thereby obliged principally or subsidiarily. However, persons who are capable cannot allege the incapacity of those with whom they contracted, nor can those who exerted intimidation, violence, or undue influence, or employed fraud or caused mistake based on their action upon these flaws of the contract. In your case, Miss Charlotte can bring an action to annul the sale, since she was the third party who did not know that the contract was already made between the two of you, and the condominium was also vitiated by fraud.
Alright,
told you I could
alright. I'm
annul
sorry,
the sale.
Charlotte. I get
told
it.
you.
Anyway, thank you, Miss Ivana. Bye.
No problem, Miss Belbelon. Have a good day. Goodbye.
We have our next caller on the line. Miss Amber, are you there?
Hi po mga idol. I really have a problem and I hope you can help me with this. So my sister Sophia, who is a dentist, is so nakakainis. We just recently annulled the agreement because she said that she will fix my teeth. And she told me naman that she had a license to practice. But ayun naman pala, it was revoked a year ago. This made me lose my beauty pageant because my teeth were too crooked and I got humiliated in front of maraming people. She doesn't want to pay the damages. She said that maybe I didn't take care of my teeth, that's why I lost the competition. But it's not really the case. It was really her fault in the first place because she promised me. Mga idol, I hope you can help me. Please, idol, help me.
Okay, let's calm down, Miss Amber. I'm sure there's a solution to your problem.
Tell your sister, Miss Amber, that she has to pay for damages because in Article 1398 of the Civil Code of the Philippines, an obligation having been annulled The contracting parties shall restore to each other the things which have been the subject matter of the contract, with the fruits and the price with its interest, except in cases provided by law. In obligations to render service, the value thereof shall be the basis for damages. Since the liability is rendering of a service, then she should pay for damages.
Thank you po, Sir Hans. Finally, I will get the justice that I deserve po. Thank you again.
Are you okay now, Miss Amber?
Thank you for asking. And yes, I am okay. Goodbye to the both of you. Thank you again. God bless.
Typical sibling animosity. Can you relate, Ivana? Because I certainly can. Growing up with two brothers was very hard.
Well, I have a younger sister and we often fight. So I can relate too.
So, do we have live questions from our viewers on YouTube?
Let me see. Yes, Idol. We have a comment here on YouTube from username Elsa Need No Man But Ola. Okay. And it says, "Hello, Mr. Tulfo and Miss Ivana. I am Elsie and I am 23 years old. I have a situation. I gave my little sister, who was 16 at that time, 2,500 pesos. She is now 18 and she promised to pay me the money back but did not do so. What do I do?" Okay, this seems like an issue that can be solved between you two as sisters, Miss Elsie. But assuming that you would like a law-based answer to your problem, I would suggest you look at Article 1399 of the Civil Code of the Philippines, since it states that when the defect of the contract consists in the incapacity of one of the parties, this is not obliged to make any restitution, except insofar as he has been benefited by the thing or price received by him. So in other words, your sister is considered as an incapable party since she is a minor who has no source of income. But when she reaches her legal age, she must pay you back the 2,000 as to which is benefited from. Thank you, and I hope that helped you, Miss Elsie.
Ang lakas naman Frozen ang pangalan ni Miss Elsa at ni Olaf, Ivana. Well, the questions of our viewers are getting more and more interesting, don't you think?
Oo naman, Sir Hans. Our viewers are very entertaining and I love listening to their questions and problems. Not that I enjoy that they have problems, but I love listening to them, and of course I love helping them solve it. Speaking of which, we have another caller. Hello?
Hello po, my name is Molan Lan. My friend Lee Shanghai called not too long ago. I also have a question about the topic. Let's say Flynn sold his horse to Gray, and Gray was forced by anatomy to enter into a contract of barter with Anna, where Gray is to exchange the horse that Flynn sold to him with Anna's magical snow globe. What happens if the horse dies under the possession of Anna?
Well, this situation actually falls under two articles, which is Article 1340 and 1341. The horse died under the possession of Anna, hence Anna's right of the annulment is extinguished, and she must pay the value of the horse at the time of its death, with the interest from the same date. If the horse had given birth before it died, the young must be delivered as the fruit of the said animal.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Miss Ivana.
No problem. I hope it helped you, and good luck sa exams niyo.
I think we can answer one more question from our Twitter account before we end, Ivana.
Yes, Sir Idol. This question is from at WeNeDaPose. Okay, unique. Hi, Miss Ivana and Sir Hans. I am a student assigned to explain Article 1402 on voidable contracts. Can you help me explain what it is about? Hashtag Tulfo contracts. Hashtag education is hane. Okay.
Article 1402 says, as long as one of the contracting parties does not restore what, in virtue of the decree of annulment, he is bound to return, the other cannot be compelled to comply with what is incumbent upon him. This means that when a contract is annulled, a reciprocal obligation of restitution is created. I suggest that when you explain this article, use this example. Natasha and Rizella forced Cinderella to sell the latter's pet rat, Gus. The contract was annulled by the court at the instance of Cinderella. If the rat died through the fault of Natasha and Rizella, Article 1400 governs. If the rat died due to a fortuitous event, Cinderella can refuse to return the purchase price. With or without the fault of Natasha and Rizella, Cinderella, as the injured party, has the right to demand the value of the rat with damages. I hope you do well in your report, Winnie.
Thank you, Sir Hans. Unfortunately, we ran out of time to answer all your questions, mga katulfo.
Alright, Ivana. That ends another action-packed episode of hearing legal problems and giving the clear solutions to those problems. This has been your host, Hans Tufo.
And this has been his partner, Ivana Alawi.
And you just watched
Hans Tufo in action.
Ano man ang sumbong na dala, basta alam niyang tama kay makakasama mo siya. Di ka iiwanan, sigurado ko yun, sa Rocky Tulfo in action.